What is up, fight fans? So we actually have an interim April update. Very rare and never done before by Steel City Interactive for Esports Boxing Club, but some important issues had to be addressed, and we're gonna go ahead and break that down. Without any further ado, this is Edward, and you're watching Boxing Fanatico. Okay, as I always do, guys, you know that I read these word for word. I'm gonna go ahead and play a loop of the gameplay while I read so you understand what is being said directly from the interim April update. So let's go ahead and jump right into the interim April update. Interim April update. Hello, fight fans. Alpha gameplay feedback. As a studio, we are delighted to see the incredible response from you all following our alpha gameplay walkthrough. Every single member of our small team is working incredibly hard to translate our passion into the complex art of a video game. We decided to put the trailer without any cinematics or music, allowing the early gameplay to be the focus. Now, I want to pause quickly because that is them listening to the community. I am not the only one that was requesting for this. Many people were, but I was definitely sounding that horn as others to please give us the sounds of the impacts. Give us a raw view of the gameplay without any special cinematics, so we get the feel for what this game actually is. And because of the criticisms that they received from the other, the little bit of gameplay from the first fighter showcase reveal, they realized that this may have to be the route that they go to try to convey what the gameplay truly is by literally showing it to us. So I'm super happy that they decided to take this advice, and it paid off tenfold because it really shut out all the doubters and just elevated the hype for those who were expecting the game. Let's go back to the update. We're really happy with the overall direction of ESBC, and as mentioned at the end of the video, absolutely nothing we've shown is final. We continue to make improvements and we'll share updates with you when we can. And now we move on to roster/DLC/rumors. We are aware of certain assumptions and comments being made regarding the roster in ESBC. While our roster has not been finalized, we can confirm that ESBC will have the largest ever licensed available for free within the game, and another large pool of fighters available on DLC. Please note, neither the video game price or DLC pricing structure has been finalized, and nothing has been officially confirmed in this space. All official information will come via our updates here and the Steel City Interactive or ESBC game social media accounts. Now, this is important. And the reason why I want to touch on this is because a lot of people are lumping in what they hear by Todd Grisham and Steel City Interactive. They're taking Todd Grisham's statements to be statements that are coming from Steel City Interactive. Steel City Interactive is working on developing the game. Todd Grisham is working on talent acquisition. Although they are one unit in terms of the overall end goal for the game to be successful, they are not working within the same space when they're doing those things. Todd might have a fighter, for example, the fighter announcement that we're waiting on, where he's going to sign this fighter that the people who are doing the development of the game don't even know who this fighter is, because they don't have to know who he is to then, later on get him into the studio to scan him. They just go, oh, nice, those are the fighters that we're getting. Their work has nothing to do with the fighters acquired. The fighters acquired is part of the overall picture, but the fighters being acquired is something that is being done by Todd, not specifically by Steel City, the dev team, the development team at Steel City Interactive. So Todd might have plans and have things that he's setting up and things that he's gonna do, And with that knowledge, he might say, hey, look, there's a fighter announcement in a few days, which we have passed an entire weekend. We haven't had a fighter announcement. But that doesn't mean that that was created or set up by Steel City Interactive, because he is running that entire, that entire system. This is them trying to clear certain things that was said by Todd Grisham, even in that interview that he had on the podcast. This is them clearing these things up, because people went rampant with, rumors of, oh, well, all the good ones are going to be DLC and all the mediocre ones are going to be free. In my personal opinion, that doesn't even make sense. It actually makes more sense for the good ones to be on a royalty-based system, if that's the system that they're using, and the ones that are kind of like, mid-tier, like a Berlanga who said, hey, download me, they would more than likely be DLC, because that's how they can make more money for them specifically, while one who just gets revenue, all revenue that comes to the game, and they get a percentage of that, those who are more popular would rather do that. I mean, that's just my opinion. If they do that, they'll be free in the game for us, and DLC would be for the other ones. But I digress. Let's move on. ESBC Fighter Announcement Show plus feedback. We're also incredibly pleased by the response from the community following the second episode of the ESBC Fighter Announcement Show. We are grateful to all the managers, agents, and everyone else involved in signing in what is becoming the biggest boxing stable on the planet, albeit in a video game. Considering the complex nature of the sport we love, this itself is an incredible feat. Our mission from the beginning was to try and get through the politics that exist in the boxing world and to work with all parties. While all of us would like every major boxing star in the game, we need to let you know that this takes time. Having said that, we have successfully signed fighters from every major boxing organization in the world. Such is our dedication in bringing you as many fighters as possible, while being mindful that we maintain our quality and standards within the development cycle. Future announcements/shows. We have more announcements to come. While the process of signing each boxer individually takes time, everyone involved is dedicated to doing their absolute best for the boxers and the game. There are some exciting negotiations underway, so we hope every boxing fan will enjoy our future show episodes. Dates to be confirmed, and they ended with development. We will be releasing our monthly development update later this month from the Steel City Interactive development team. Okay. Number one, I'm super glad to see that the updates is a monthly thing, that they're still on this path of giving us this monthly update. And I like how they use this interim April update to kind of address some things that have been circulating without any kind of direct official statement from Steel City Interactive themselves, touching on the podcast with Todd Grisham, touching on the fact that we've still been waiting for this major fighter announcement with Todd Grisham. They're trying to let people know that they are doing their best for this information to come out, but not everything that's said with people who work within, the overall picture of the game is an official statement from the development team. So if Todd, for example, says, hey, a fighter is going to be revealed, it doesn't necessarily mean that they even knew when that was going to happen and who that fighter is, because he's aggressively trying to sign a lot of fighters, and that's moving at a fast pace while they are aggressively working on the development of the game. That's why they hired him to do that talent acquisition. So that's important. And also the DLC portion of it, that was a big thing. Now, every time somebody says a big fighter, the number one things you hear, or one of the biggest things you hear is, oh, well, he's going to be DLC. And they're addressing that. A lot of people, the biggest roster will be free on the game's release, and then there'll be DLC. But in my personal opinion, I'm just going to end this with reiterating this fact. If you are a bigger star, it makes more sense to go the royalty-based system, because you get more money. Royalty-based system is a percentage of the revenue that's made from the game. Why would you want to limit the revenue that you make only to a percentage of the downloads of your specific character. It doesn't make any sense to me. If I was a bigger star, I would rather get the automatic money than the DLC money. Because if even to get the DLC, right, to get the DLC money would require a lot of people to have bought the game in the first place. So wouldn't you just rather go with the revenue-based system, which is the first barrier to entry, before they could even get to the DLC portion? Which means that for a fighter who's a bigger star, they would probably just want the automatic money, not the speculated how many downloads can I get type money. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But either way, thank you, Steel City Interactive, for this April update. And hopefully the new April update will be soon, probably at the end of the month, somewhere around there. But also, hopefully this fighter reveal will be soon. Who knows? Could be today. And that is a possibility. All right, guys, that is it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.